Linkin Park is currently facing significant backlash after announcing their new singer, Emily Armstrong, from Dead Sarah. The controversy stems from Armstrong's reported friendship with Danny Masterson, who was recently convicted of sexual and her association with Scientology. She also attended Scientology Gala in 2013, adding to concerns surrounding the association. But also adding to this drama, we have Jamie Bennington, who has expressed his disappointment with Mike Shinoda for continuing with the band and doing these live performances that we just recently seen released all over online. Then on top of all that, we have Jamie Bennington, who has expressed his disappointment with Mike Shinoda for continuing with the band. We'll dive into all of this and more in today's podcast. I hope you enjoy the discussion. Don't forget to follow us on Twitch so you can join us for our live streams that we do every single Wednesday and Sunday at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Linkin Park finally announced the new singer. We got it. We got a new singer.
I'm surprised that they went through with the whole female thing. Like, as soon as I saw rumors, I was just like, there's no way. These guys are probably not going to do anything. And then all of a sudden, this happened.
First off, I'm so happy that they chose a female vocalist. And it's Emily from Dead Sarah. And she has really good grit to her voice. I listened to In the End, and it sounded great. Because Chester has like a female registered voice, more or less, you know. However, though, her voice is higher, and they did tune up those songs higher to fit her voice, which is very common with music. If you can't reach that range, or if you're not in that range, the music will be tuned into that key. It happens all the time. Most of the time, when you hear cover band play, sometimes it's not in the same key that you originally are used to listening to it. But when you're there in the moment, you don't really realize it until you check it out. I listened to In the End with her on it, and I didn't have any issues with it. It sounded really good. However, there's a lot of people out there, you know, like the internet does, finds that nice, sweet drama for us.
Yeah, I was going to say, dude, poor girl. She has a lot to live up to, and people are letting her know. A lot of people are very open about their distastes, I guess.
Yeah. BBC reports last week the rock band Linkin Park announced their return 7 years after frontman Chester Bennington died by suicide. Emily Armstrong, she's originally from Dead Sarah. I'd never really listened to Dead Sarah for a couple songs. So the band has returned, and they have two new members. They have the drummer, Colin Britton, and singer Emily Armstrong, who shared lead vocals with existing bandmate Mike Shinoda. But no sooner had the announcement been made that a torrent of criticism emerged over Armstrong's alleged ties to Church of Scientology and her past support of convicted rapist Danny Masterson. She later issued a statement distancing herself from Masterson, stressing that she did not condone any abuse or violence against the woman. Now, so what happened was she was at one of the court hearings for Masterson, and he was found guilty, and after that, she was like, okay, I don't want anything to do with him. So she thought he was a good friend, went to there, he was found guilty, and then she distanced herself. I don't see anything wrong with that, but a lot of people do see something wrong with that. And if you can get over that fact, then the other big issue is the whole Scientology thing, which is wild thing in itself. I've actually watched a couple documentaries, researched some stuff about a lot of celebrities being part of this church, and a lot of them have left already, including people like Brad Pitt, who also has been. Tom Cruise is probably the most famous one, right?
Holy shit.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is on the member list. Yeah, he's on one of the members list. That was like one of the famous ones that came up. But yeah.
Wow.
Really wild. Now, people are pissed off that she's not denouncing Scientology. That is one of the issues. But I just want to mention, with the whole Scientology thing, is a lot of people end up missing when they speak against it, but not of recent years. I think in the past, there's a lot of history about people just like vanishing when they speak up against the church or whatnot. I wonder if that has something to do with it, why she hasn't mentioned any denouncing of it. Because a lot of people that have left the church have said nothing about it. They just left, and that's it. They left silently, and that's all that happens.
Oh yeah, apparently they don't leave you alone no matter what. Even if you show a little bit of interest and then back out immediately, they're gonna sink their hands into you. So
yeah,
not surprising.
What did you think overall of In the End with her doing the vocals on that?
I've heard multiple songs. I've heard her sing Numb, Waiting for the End to Come, and that one In the End. I wasn't too much of a fan of Waiting for the End to Come, but I thought Numb and In the End sounded really good, as well as the new song that they did with her that they released with her vocals on.
Yeah,
that sounded really good. I think she just needs to sing more songs that were written like with her voice in mind, but she's not doing a bad job at all with Chester Bennington vocals. So
I think she's nailing it. In the end, it was the only one I checked out. She's crushing it. Like I said, Chester was in a wry, kind of almost female style type vocals, you could say. The way that he used his timbre and his voice. And the way that she adds in the grit, just like Chester, it sounds really good too. Yeah. But at the same time, it's her own voice. I actually really like her vocals. I like them a lot. I think this is a really good choice. Ignoring all the politics and the drama behind her, if we're talking about the musical side of things, I thought it sounded good. The new song was really good, very straightforward. I just want to hear more from it. But when she comes in after Mike Shinoda singing or doing the rapping parts, it sounded really good. I like what they did with his voice too. Some really cool nuances that they did with the tones and the feel of his voice. And I'm excited like you are, like to hear newer songs to see how it sounds.
Yeah, we think she's doing a great job. Like we said, we're excited to see where this is going.
Still has a Linkin Park sound too.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Still has the Linkin Park sound. But to be honest though, I'm like the bigger fan of the older Linkin Park rather than the newer stuff.
Same.
It's hit and miss for me on the new Linkin Park anyways, when Chester was in the band. There was some songs I really liked and some songs I was like, oh, this is really weird, or felt almost cookie cutter at a certain extent, where the first two albums were they're changing up things a lot. And then it felt like they got comfortable. So hopefully they'll go into a whole new realm of things. Now, unfortunately, Linkin Park has more drama. The son of Chester,
which is way older than I thought he was. He's 28, 29 years old. I was like, whoa.
Now, this is according to Variety. So Chester Bennington's son slams Linkin Park for replacing his late father with new singer Emily Armstrong. You have betrayed the trust of fans. So that's pretty rough that the son's coming out saying that.
Yeah.
So he goes on to say that the late Linkin Park lead singer Chester Bennington has criticized the band's decision to bring Emily Armstrong as their new vocalist. Jamie voiced his disapproval via Instagram on Monday, writing in a story post that Linkin Park co-founder Mike Shinoda had quietly erased my father's life and legacy in real time during International Suicide Prevention Month. Is that true? This came out there. It came out during Suicidal Prevention Month. Who cares though? Wouldn't that be honoring him by keeping the band going? That's what I would think.
I think it's hard because he's such a pivotal part. Like, I understand his feeling growing up, seeing your father, like it being a big part of his life or whatever, and seeing his bandmates move on from it. Like, I can understand his feelings for sure. But to put it into this perspective, sounds a little entitled to me.
A little entitled?
Just a little entitled.
Just a little?
Yeah.
I was about to say, if they're like still playing the old Linkin Park songs, I'm sure Chester's estate is getting revenue from that, right? If they're playing all those covers live, you get a little piece of it, I would assume. Because even if we put up our cover songs from this other band that made Coma, we would still be sharing revenue, even if we play it live, if you put it up anywhere. And they put up a lot of live songs already. They put up Numb live. They put up In the End. So what do you all think? Do you guys like the new vocals? Do you think her being in Scientology has ruined it for you? If you're basing off the music, I think the music's good. Gordon Bell says, but this is happening years later, not right after his death.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even, that's a really good point. Very good point, Gordon Bell. This is happening way after the fact. I feel like people are overreacting, honestly. I think so too. The vocals are good. The vocals are pretty damn good.
Yep.
Laugh out loud, but it's Mike's band. Mike started it. There's a different singer when Linkin Park first started out. It wasn't Chester. Chester was a second vocalist. I don't know if they recorded anything with the original vocalist. Did they?
I don't know. I'm not too sure.
Didn't another person announce they were leaving?
Yeah, the guitarist Brad. He's not leaving. He's still involved with the project. He's just not going to be touring with them. They're going to have a touring guitarist. Also, so the son, Chester Bennington's son, somebody actually purchased a ticket for him to go watch their show on 9/11.
No way.
Yeah. And he said he's going to go. He's going to go for closure and anything. And he said he actually hit up the band. He was just like, hey, if you guys don't want me there, just give me a formal notice and I won't go. And then he asked people not to harass him or his partner that he's taking and stuff like that. And just to be cool. He's just going for closure and that's it.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
I've been reading people say Chester made the band when he joined as vocalist. I think it needs all of them. I think Mike and Chester had a special chemistry that worked really well. And I think the same thing is happening with Chester with Mike and Emily. I think the similar things are happening with those two. I think they found good chemistry with her, and I think that's why he's going with her. I don't think he would just have a random singer join that was just good at vocals. I'm assuming they had to make sure they could write together. I think being able to write with another person is very important.
Indeed.
Chemistry is really important, especially if you have two members that are like that, between a guitarist and singer, that can go really well. Since Mike is primarily one of the songwriters, I think it's really important that he has a vocalist that is in the songwriting process, because she plays guitar also, and I'm sure that helps a lot. Yeah. Chester and him definitely wrote back and forth. You need to have that, especially if you're doing two vocals.
Yes.
Guys, if you enjoy everything music, please consider subscribing, hitting that bell for notifications. Check out the full podcast right here. See you all in the next one. See you.